Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a checkout video and a repair of a very early 500 desk telephone. This is Face Telephone from New Mexico, and this telephone was in for repair. And I remember this telephone about a year ago or so, and Faith writes a note where she had thanked us for that, and that now we have a different problem where her original handset cord has frayed so bad where it went into the handset that it basically is just deteriorating and it needed to be replaced. And this is just something that we're going to go ahead and replace. We probably could repair this telephone, but she's got some tape wrapped around here and it's frayed so bad that I'm just going to go ahead and replace it. And so we're going to get rid of this cord, and we had some new old stock of original cords, and we already went ahead and installed the handset end of the phone handset cord inside the handset. So that's all been taken care of and wired. What I wanted to show you on this is some of the final connections. Now this is a very early 500 set. This is right after the 302. It has the metal dial ring center, and it has the metal finger wheel. So it's a very cool telephone, and I'll show you some other things on this telephone as we go along and replace or install the last part of the handset cord here. You can also tell by the older style, and I'm going to give you a little better look at this, the older style bell and the older style network that they have in these telephones. So there's another way to tell these is there's 3 prongs that hold this rotary. Now I went through this rotary for her, and it looked like it was turning a little slow, and I went into it and I oiled it. The other way that you tell the older version of the 500 desk set is these 3 connections here. There was a post here for the rotary, and these 2 posts. Now the more modern ones went straight down. You can see these connections go back. See how you push the rotary when you're installing it in the telephone. The newer ones dropped straight in, and this one you push back. And the newer ones only have 2 connections here, 2 posts. You don't have this third one. So in later models, this post went away and it's not in them. So this is the older style, which is really cool. This was after the 302, right after it, because I'll show you the feet too. See, they're suede, they're leather. The feet on these are leather, and so that's an indication of the early models. Now, in taking I want to remove the rotary because I wanted to go through that and oil that and clean it, and we did that. We also have an issue where some of the spade connectors get where they'll get brittle and they'll break. So what we want to do here real quick is I want to solder on another spade connector, and we're going to do that right now. I'm going to heat that up enough so it takes on some solder so we can get that repaired. We have another spade connector right here that I want to get some solder on. that there for a second so that takes. That should be fine. And now what I want to do is some of our final connections, so I'm going to bring the line cord in up underneath, and I want to go ahead and make my connection. There's a little bracket here that actually gets plugged into the side of the telephone so you can't pull the handset cord out. I want to run these handset cords up underneath where the rotary would be, and I want to run them under the wiring harness for the hook switch. Now I'll swing the telephone around and we'll go ahead and get some of our connections for the telephone handset cord. The line that I just repaired for the rotary gets also installed on this connection here. So we'll get this all connected up here real quick. Make sure that's nice and tight. I might go back here and use a second block, because when we put these on here, I don't want them to come off. We'll use that one for the rotary. And use the one in the back for the handset connections. I'll try to pick this phone up here in the back and lean it a little bit. Take our next connection and make it and our final connection. So there we go. And you can see this is the older style bell situation that they used, the older style network that they used. So it's a very early model of the 500, and you can just tell by the way they made these things. These are like tanks. And you can see the old design that they had here for holding in the rotary. And they don't do that in later models. They stopped doing that. And they actually plug in from the front, and you push them back. And the newer ones loaded from the top. So it's really cool to see these early changes that they had made in some of these telephones and how they evolved. And I think the 3-tier bracket to hold in the rotary was the best situation. But what Western Electric decided to do was get rid of the bracket that held like a tripod in the front. And I guess that was a decision to try to, save money or whatever. But this was the best design. Once this is tightened down, this rotary isn't going to go anywhere, because, as you know, anytime you have a tripod, that's the best situation for holding it into place. So it's really cool to see that, though. A lot of times you'll never see that because they're not as early models. So they only did this for a little period of time with these telephones. And so it's cool to see these early model 500 sets, how they evolved and how they changed. but they knew how to build a phone. These phones are built like tanks. You can see the silver here on the bell. They changed that too. That went to a different type of material. So this older style bell here that they had. And they also changed the cloth. These are cloth cords, cloth conductors running over to the network. So a lot of the wire in here were cloth. Later on they went to like a plastic covering, plastic coating. I want to make sure everything is tight. And once that's installed, it just isn't going to go anywhere. Now we have our new old stock handset cord on. And I'm going to go ahead and we'll put our body on real quick. We're going to do some tests. I'll show you here real quick on the bottom of this. These are the leather feet pads, the suede. And they had a habit too, sometimes they'll put cork. There was cork on top of that. But these are like the feet, they were still using the feet pad out of the 302s. So it's really cool. It's just an early model. You know, they've got 54 on the bottom, 1154 on the bottom of this one. And then the dial looked like it had 57 on it. So, you know, it's just cool to see these older or early model 500 sets. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do some checks on this telephone here real quick. Get some of these lights out of the way. We're going to go ahead and ring it. Ring it again. Give it some dial tone. And we're going to go ahead and dial some numbers. We'll go through all them. The dial is nice and smooth now. I'm going to go ahead and switch it over into a regular telephone line. We'll call it time and temp number.
Good afternoon. Ford, drive one and you'll know at Offenburg Ford in Belleville and O'Fallon. Today is Friday, June 3rd. The time is 2:06.
So we know that the telephone is in working condition. We're going to go ahead and check the modulation now since we replaced the handset. I want to dial it 2, get rid of dial tone. Every time you see that red indicator light on the analyzer, that's an indication of 100% modulation. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello. So we know this telephone is in working condition, and we have some new old stock handset cord here hardwired into the situation. And I want to give you one more look at this telephone because it's really sweet. This is really cool. It's an early model 500 desk set, and it has the leather feet on it, suede feet, just like they did on the 302. And the metal center ring and the metal finger wheel. So it's really a nice find. And I'll worry more about setting this all on there when we're putting it together. But I'll ring it one more time. Give that 2 rings. And so Faith will be back in business now. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.